Hello, today I will be talking about steps to judge cows. So first you may inspect the rear udder of a cow and ask questions such as, is it sloped, does it have an edema, and what about a light quarter? Next you can move on to the teats of the udder. Are they pointing outward or are they straight? They need to be aligned straight, they cannot be pointing outward. An udder that's too small is also not a good sign because it can mean less milk production, typically. And next, their legs and thighs should be skinny. If their legs look a little bit more like pig legs, like just straight and kind of thick, they can usually, with those cows, they move awkwardly and it just means more fat sometimes. Their rump should be wide with a straight to regular slope, and it needs to be lower than their hips. And their back, of course, should be strong, which represents, a good, strong cow and healthy. And their loins should be wide. They don't have to be the tallest in the class, but their stature should be good for the group. And there should be a space between their ribs so that you can see. And lastly, their dairiness, which means their ability to efficiently produce a good amount of milk, needs to be high compared to the others. So this will determine where they're placed in their class. So usually high dairiness, good stature, great udders, and a skinny cow is usually ranked higher than a cow that has a lot of fat on them, bad stature, very small udders, that kind of thing. So you can use this as a guide to kind of get started on judging cows.
Judging cattle forces you to make choices, and by continued practice, it helps you find that judging trains your mind to use sound reasoning. Judging cows allows for certain trait types to be seen as positively related genetically, which will allow for a longer herd life and higher lifetime production. Judging cows is important, and judges need to have a good sense of judgment and confidence in order to make a decision. Having good communication skills is also an important part of livestock judging. Judging also allows for the opportunity to meet and interact with the livestock industry leaders, to see different breeds of cattle and explore the different industries across the United States. It's important to learn the desirable points of conformation in a quality dairy cow and heifer. Cows have different body scores. Firstly, there's CIS-1, which is emaciated. 2 is thin. 3 is average/good. 4 is heavy condition. And 5 is fat/obese. It's important for dairy farmers to be able to judge cows, whether competitive or not, in order to regularly evaluate the body condition of their cows and heifers, so they can make adjustments to their feeding and management practices if needed. Cows need to have an adequate body reserves to maintain health, production, and reproductive efficiency. Underconditioned cows are prone to reduced milk production, reduced conception rates, more breeding services due to poor conception, silent or missed heat cycles, and prolonged calving interval, whereas overconditioned cows are prone to more calving difficulties, impaired reproduction, and fat cow syndrome problems such as a replaced placenta, menstruitis, and mastitis.